It's dinner time. Your dog is sitting by the bowl, tail thumping against the floor, eyes locked on you like you're about to perform a miracle. And you pour the same brown kibble you always pour. But this time, you pause. You look at the bag. You flip it over. Ingredients you can't pronounce. A best used by date you didn't check. And a quiet thought creeps in. Am I actually feeding my dog well, or am I just feeding them? Maybe you've stood in the pet food aisle, overwhelmed by 50 bags, all promising to be the best. Maybe you've watched your dog's coat lose its shine, or their energy dip in the afternoons, and wondered if food had anything to do with it. Maybe you felt guilty buying whatever was cheapest, or confused after a friend swore by a diet your vet never mentioned. If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. Most loving pet owners simply were never taught what actually matters in a dog's diet. By the end of this video, you'll understand what makes a food genuinely beneficial for dogs, the common feeding mistakes that quietly work against your dog's health, and 5 specific veterinarian-supported food categories that support long-term wellness, along with exactly how to introduce them safely. First, we'll look at how dogs actually process food and why that matters more than marketing claims. Then, we'll cover the mistakes many owners unknowingly make. After that, I'll walk you through the 5 food categories that tend to offer real, evidence-supported benefits. And finally, I'll leave you with one simple daily system you can use for the rest of your dog's life. Let's start with the basics, because understanding why something works is what makes it stick. What's actually happening inside your dogs are what's called facultative carnivores. That means their bodies are built primarily around animal protein. But unlike cats, they can also digest and benefit from certain plant-based foods. Their digestive tract is shorter than ours, their stomach is highly acidic, and their livers are remarkably good at processing fat and protein for energy. That matters because it explains why quality protein sits at the center of good nutrition, and why not every healthy human food translates to a healthy dog food. A dog's body uses nutrients for constant, quiet repair work, rebuilding skin cells, maintaining joint cartilage, supporting the immune system, and fueling the brain. When the diet is inconsistent or nutritionally thin, none of that repair work stops completely, but it slows down. Over months and years, that's often when owners start noticing dull coats, low energy, or digestive sensitivity. This is why food isn't just about avoiding hunger. It's one of the few daily tools you have to actively support your dog's long-term health. The mistakes many loving owners don't realize they're making. Before we get to the foods themselves, let's talk about a few things that quietly work against good nutrition, because avoiding these matters just as much as adding the right foods. Mistake 1. Assuming grain-free automatically means healthier. Many owners switch to grain-free diets, believing they're doing something better for their dog. But grain-free isn't inherently superior for most healthy dogs. And the FDA has investigated a possible link between certain grain-free, legume-heavy diets and a heart condition called dilated cardiomyopathy in some dogs. This doesn't mean every grain-free food is dangerous, but it does mean the marketing term grain-free shouldn't be the deciding factor. Your veterinarian can help you evaluate a specific diet's suitability. Mistake 2. Feeding table scraps without knowing what's actually safe. It's not that human food is inherently bad for dogs. Some of it is genuinely beneficial, which we'll get to shortly. The mistake is feeding scraps inconsistently and without checking safety first, which can lead to accidental exposure to toxic foods like onions, grapes, or xylitol, a sweetener found in many sugar-free products. Mistake 3. Overfeeding healthy additions. Even nutritious foods have calories. Owners often add extras, a spoonful of this, a handful of that, without adjusting the main meal. And over time, that contributes to weight gain, which is one of the most common preventable health issues in dogs today. Mistake 4. Changing diets too quickly. A sudden switch, even to a genuinely better food, can upset a dog's digestive system. Many owners see loose stool after a diet change and assume the new food is bad, when the real issue is the speed of the transition. Mistake 5. Not accounting for individual health needs. Age, breed, weight, and existing health conditions all change what's appropriate. A food that's excellent for a young, healthy Labrador may not be right for a small senior dog with kidney concerns. This is exactly why personalized veterinary guidance matters. This video is meant to build your understanding, not replace that conversation. Now that we've cleared away the confusion, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The 5 food categories veterinarians often highlight. This is the heart of the video. 5 categories of food that, when introduced correctly and in appropriate amounts, tend to offer real, evidence-supported benefits for many healthy dogs. 1. Lean. High-quality animal protein. Think plain cooked chicken, turkey, or fish like salmon. Protein isn't just fuel, it's the literal building block for muscle, skin, and coat. It also tends to be highly digestible, meaning your dog absorbs more of the nutrition with less digestive strain. Fish like salmon also carry the added benefit of omega-3 fatty acids, which research has associated with healthier skin and a reduction in inflammatory responses. The key is preparation. No seasoning, no bones in cooked fish or poultry, and no oils like butter or heavy fats. 2. Pumpkin plain, cooked, and unsweetened. It sounds almost too simple, but plain pumpkin is one of the most frequently recommended digestive support foods in veterinary practice. It's rich in soluble fiber, which helps regulate digestion in both directions, supporting dogs with occasional loose stool and those with mild constipation. It's low in calories and generally well tolerated. The important distinction here is plain canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, which contains added sugar and spices that aren't appropriate for dogs. 3. Blueberries. These small berries are often called a nutritional powerhouse for a reason. They're low in calories, high in fiber, and rich in antioxidants. Compounds that help the body manage oxidative stress, a natural process linked to aging and inflammation. For many dogs, a few blueberries make an excellent low-calorie training treat, which also helps address the overfeeding issue we talked about earlier. 4. Plain cooked sweet potato. Sweet potato offers complex carbohydrates along with fiber, potassium, and vitamin A. Unlike simple sugars, complex carbohydrates digest more slowly, which can help support steady energy rather than sharp spikes. It's a common ingredient in balanced commercial diets, and in small, cooked, unseasoned portions, it can be a useful addition for dogs who tolerate it well. 5. Plain, unsweetened yogurt with live active cultures in appropriate amounts. Some dogs benefit from the probiotics found in plain yogurt, which may support gut bacterial balance. This is genuinely more individual than the other 4. Some dogs are sensitive to dairy, and portion size matters quite a bit here, so this is a good one to introduce slowly and discuss with your veterinarian, especially for dogs with known dairy sensitivity or digestive conditions. Here's what surprises many owners. None of these 5 foods are meant to replace a complete, balanced, commercial, or veterinarian formulated diet. They work best as thoughtful additions, not a substitute for the nutritional balance that comes from a diet specifically formulated to meet a dog's full range of nutrient needs, including vitamins and minerals that are difficult to balance through home additions alone. This supports overall wellness, but it isn't a replacement for professional veterinary nutritional guidance, especially for dogs with existing health conditions. If you've ever tried adding any of these to your own dog's diet, I'd genuinely love to hear how it went. Let me know in the comments. Why consistency matters more than perfection. Here's something important to understand. None of these foods work like a switch that flips overnight. Nutritional benefits build slowly, the same way a healthy diet in a person doesn't show results after one good meal. A shinier coat, steadier digestion, more stable energy. These often emerge over weeks and months of consistent, appropriate feeding, not days. That's actually good news because it means you don't need to be perfect. One imperfect meal doesn't undo progress, and one skipped day of blueberries won't set your dog back. What matters is the pattern over time, the repeated small choices that add up. This is also why regular veterinary checkups matter alongside good nutrition. Your veterinarian can track subtle changes in weight, coat condition, and blood work over time, catching things long before they'd be visible to you at home. A simple daily feeding habit you can actually stick with? Let's bring this together into one simple system, something you can remember without overthinking it every single day. Think of it as a 3-part daily habit. Base meal first. Your dog's main food, whether commercial or vet formulated, should always be the nutritional foundation. This is what's providing complete, balanced nutrition. One thoughtful addition. Pick one of the 5 foods we covered. A spoonful of plain pumpkin, a few blueberries, a small piece of plain cooked chicken, and add it in a small, appropriate portion. Not every food, every day. Just one, consistently. One moment of observation. While your dog eats, take 15 seconds to notice how they're doing. Energy level, appetite, coat, stool consistency. You're not diagnosing anything. You're simply building familiarity with what normal looks like for your dog, so you'll notice sooner if something changes. That's it. Base meal. One thoughtful addition, one moment of observation. Simple enough to actually maintain for years, which is exactly what makes it effective. Bringing it all together. So let's recap what we covered. Dogs thrive on quality protein and consistent, balanced nutrition, not marketing buzzwords. Common mistakes like chasing trends, overfeeding treats, or switching diets too quickly can quietly undermine even good intentions. And 5 foods, lean protein, plain pumpkin, blueberries, sweet potato, and plain yogurt, can offer real supportive benefits when added thoughtfully to a balanced diet. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. You don't need to be a nutrition expert. You just need one consistent habit, repeated with care. That's what protects your dog, not perfection, but consistency. If you enjoy veterinarian-approved pet health education like this, subscribe for new videos every week. Together, we'll help our pets live longer, healthier, happier lives. This video is intended for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for an examination by a licensed veterinarian. If your pet is sick, injured, or experiencing an emergency, contact your veterinarian or the nearest emergency animal hospital immediately.